I thought my husband was the love of my. Until I saw the messages between him and my sister that revealed they had been together for years. I'm writing this because I need someone, anyone, to know what I did, what I became. And maybe, if we're reading this and thinking about doing something similar, I'll stop. My name is Sarah. I'm 34. And 6 months ago, I discovered my husband Marcus had been sleeping with my younger sister Emily for 3 years. But here's the thing nobody knows. The thing that's eating me alive every single night. I cheated first. The affair started 2 years before I found out about them. His name was Daniel. He was a client at the marketing firm where I worked. Successful. Charming, attentive in ways Marcus hadn't been in years. Marcus was always tired from his job. Always stressed about money. Always choosing video games over date nights. We'd been married 8 years and I felt invisible. Daniel noticed me. He laughed at my jokes. He texted me good morning. He made me feel 25 again instead of 32 and irrelevant. It started innocent. Coffee meetings that ran long. Lingering touches on my arm. Then, one night after a successful campaign launch, everyone went out for drinks. I had too much. He offered to share an Uber. I said yes. I told it was just once. A mistake. The kind of thing that happens in marriages and bury it and move forward. But it wasn't once. For 7 months, I lived a double. I had a separate phone. I lied about working late. I invented friends' birthdays and girls' nights. I became a person I didn't recognize, and the sick part is I liked it. I felt alive, wanted. Special. Marcus never suspected. He trusted me completely. When I came home late, he'd have dinner waiting. He'd ask about my day and actually listen. He'd kiss my forehead and tell me he loved me. And I'd smile and lie right to his face. The affair ended when Daniel got transferred to Seattle. He asked me to come with him. To leave everything. For one insane week, I actually considered it. I looked at apartments online. I calculated what divorce would cost. I imagined a fresh start. Then I looked at Marcus sleeping one night, his hand reaching out for me even in his dreams, and something broke. I told Daniel no. I blocked his number. I deleted everything. And I promised I would be better. I would be the wife Marcus deserved. I would earn back the trust I'd betrayed, even if he never knew I'd broken it. For a year and a half, I tried. I planned date nights. I initiated intimacy. I asked about his day and his dreams and his fears. I went to therapy alone, telling the therapist I had general anxiety. Because I was too ashamed to admit what I'd done. I thought I was healing us. I thought I was fixing my mistake. But the whole time, he was with Emily. I found out on a Tuesday. I was using Marcus's laptop because mine was updating. A message notification popped. iMessage, not as usual apps, from M. Can't wait to see tonight. I've been thinking about Friday all week. My first thought wasn't suspicion. Emily was my sister. Marcus was my husband. They were friends. Maybe they were planning a surprise for me. But something made me click. The messages went back 3 years. 3 years. Not just affair messages. Love messages. Deep, intimate conversations about their feelings, their future, their guilt. Photos I won't describe but can never unsee. Plans to tell me. Discussions about whether they should wait until after the holidays, after my birthday, after our anniversary. They'd been at our wedding vow renewal the year before. Emily gave a toast about how Marcus was the brother she never had. They danced together at the reception while I laughed and took photos. I sat there for 2 hours reading everything. Every message. Every photo. Every lie. The worst part wasn't the betrayal. It was realizing I'd been working so hard to save a marriage that was already dead. That while I was booking couples, massage appointments, and cooking his favorite meals, he was sneaking off to hotel rooms with my baby sister. The messages showed Emily felt guilty. She kept trying to stop it. But Marcus convinced her each time. Told her what they had was real. That he'd never felt this way about anyone. Not even me. Especially not me. There was one message, dated 6 months into their affair, that I've memorized. Marcus wrote, Sarah's a good person. I do love her. But I feel like, Sarah, I feel like I'm playing a role. The faithful husband. The stable provider. I'm just Marcus. I screamed. Actually screamed, alone in that house. Then I in the kitchen sink. When I could breathe again, I did something I can never take back. I called Emily. She answered cheerful. Hey, what's? I said, I know everything. The silence was so long I thought she'd hung. Then, Sarah, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. It just happened. And then we couldn't stop, and I love him, and I know that's horrible, but I do, and I was going to tell. We both were, we just didn't know how. I hung, blocked her number. Then Marcus came home. Marcus walked in at 7 p.m. I know because I'd been watching the clock, watching the door, sitting on our couch with his laptop open, in front of me. He had flowers. Grocery store roses, my favorite color. Purple. Hey, he said, that easy smile on his face, the same smile I'd fallen in love with 10 years ago. Thought we could do pasta tonight. Maybe watch that show I've been. Sit down. Something in my voice stopped him cold. The flowers drooped in his hand. Sarah, what? Sit down. He sat. I turned the laptop around. His face went white, not pale. White. Like every drop of had drained straight through the floor. How long have known? His voice cracked. That's what he asked. Not, I'm sorry. Not, I can explain. Just how long had I known? Like the problem was my discovery, not his betrayal. About 20 minutes before I called Emily and told her I know everything. He actually flinched. Put his head in his hands. The flowers fell to the floor, petals scattering on our cream carpet. The carpet we'd picked out there 3 years ago. The same year he started sleeping with my sister. I was going to tell, he whispered. We both were. We didn't know how. 3 years, Marcus. 3 years of lying. Of watching Kiss Me Goodbye and knowing we're going to her. Of holidays and birthdays and our vow renewal where she gave that speech and both looked me in the eye and lied. It wasn't supposed to happen. He was crying now. It started at that barbecue. Remember when got food and went home early? Emily stayed to help me clean. And we talked. Really talked. And then she came back the next week to return a dish and we talked again and... Stop. I couldn't hear the stop. Couldn't hear how my own sister had slowly stolen my husband while I was probably at home planning our anniversary or folding his laundry. I don't want the story. I want to leave. Sarah, please. Let's talk about this. We can figure this out. I love. And that's when I laughed. Actually laughed, this horrible broken sound that didn't even sound like me. Love me. I've been sleeping with my sister for 3 years and love me. I do. I love both. I know that sounds insane, but it's true. What Emily and I have, it's different. Or my wife. Or my best friend. I never wanted to point. Then what was the plan, Marcus? Keep us both forever. Rotate through holidays. We're ever actually going to choose? He didn't answer. Because he didn't know. They'd been having this affair for 3 years and neither of them had the guts to end it or leave me. They just wanted to keep taking. Get out, I said. Pack a bag. Go to a hotel. Go to Emily for all I care. Just get out of my sight. He stood slowly, like an old man. Can we talk tomorrow? When we've both calmed down. There is no tomorrow, Marcus. There's no next week or next month. There's just, gone from and Emily. My voice broke. Emily's dead to me. Both are. He left. Took a duffel bag, some clothes, his toiletries. I watched him pack from the doorway like I was supervising a stranger. This man I'd built a with. This man I'd chosen every single day for 10 years. This man I'd betrayed too. After he left. I sat in the silence of our house and I almost told him. Almost called him back and confessed everything about Daniel. About my 7 months of lies. About how I'd been exactly as bad as him. Maybe worse because I did it first. But I didn't. Because here's the truth I'd been dancing around. I wanted the moral high ground. I wanted to be the victim. I wanted everyone to know what he'd done to me, without anyone knowing what I'd done to him. I wanted to destroy them both without anyone knowing I deserved to be destroyed too. The next morning, I called my mom, Sarah. Honey, it's so early. Marcus has been having an affair with Emily for 3 years. Silence. Then what? I found the messages. Everything. They've been together behind my back for 3 years. They were planning to tell me, but didn't know how. And now I need to hear this from me, before Emily tries to spin it. My mom started crying. My dad got on the phone. They were furious, heartbroken, stunned. They'd loved Marcus like a son. They'd helped us with the down payment on our house. Where's Emily now? My dad asked, his voice hard. I don't know. I blocked her. I don't want to see her or hear from her ever again. We'll call her, my mom said. We'll handle this. Oh, sweetheart, I'm so sorry. We're coming over. They came. They held me while I cried. They made phone calls, they told our relatives. By noon, everyone knew. My aunts, my cousins, family friends. The story spread like wildfire. Marcus the cheater. Emily the homewrecker. Poor Sarah. Betrayed by the 2 people she trusted most. Nobody asked if I'd been perfect. Nobody questioned my role. I was the wounded party, and I leaned into it hard. Emily tried to call from different numbers. She showed at the house that evening. My dad answered the door. Need to leave. He told her. You're not welcome in this family anymore. I watched from the window, saw Emily's face crumple. Saw her try to explain, to apologize, saw my dad close the door in her face. She stood there for 5 minutes, crying on my doorstep. Then she left. My mom said, good riddance. After what she did too, she deserves worse. And I said nothing. Just nodded, accepted the comfort. Let them her. That night, Marcus texted me. I know I don't deserve to ask. But please talk to Emily. She's devastated. She needs her family. I blocked his number too. The divorce papers were filed within a week. I got a shark of a lawyer. A woman who specialized in infidelity cases. I told her everything. Showed her the messages. She smiled. This is going to be easy. She said, adultery is still fault grounds here. We'll take him for everything. I wanted that. Wanted him to suffer. Wanted them both to lose everything the way I had. But then my lawyer asked, any chance he has dirt on? Anything he could use as leverage or counter with? I thought about Daniel. About the burner phone I destroyed. About the 7 months of lies. About the hotel rooms and the deleted messages and the double. No. I said. I was faithful the entire marriage. She believed me. Everyone believed me. Because I was good at lying now. I'd had practice. The divorce moved forward. Marcus didn't. He signed everything. Gave me the house, most of our savings, everything I asked for. My lawyer was thrilled. Usually they put more of a, she said. He must feel really guilty. He did. And I used that guilt like a weapon. But late at night, alone in our house that was now just my house, I'd lie awake and see Daniel's face. Remember how I'd justified it. How I'd told Marcus didn't appreciate me, didn't see me, didn't make me feel special. The same things Marcus probably told himself about me before he turned to Emily. I'd started this. Maybe not with Emily specifically, but I'd broken our marriage first. I'd cracked the foundation. I'd shown the universe that our vows meant nothing. And the universe had answered back. 2 months after I found the messages, I ran into an old friend at the grocery store. Michelle, someone I'd known since college. Sarah, oh my God, I heard about Marcus. I'm so sorry, that's awful. Thanks, I said. Trying to move past the sympathy. I'd heard it so much it felt meaningless now. Know what's crazy though? Michelle leaned in like she was sharing a secret. I saw him and Emily at that Italian place downtown last week. They looked miserable. Like absolutely miserable. Barely talking, both staring at their phones. Guess the fantasy isn't so great when it's real. I should have felt vindicated. Satisfied. But instead I felt hollow. Because they were miserable. I was miserable. My parents were heartbroken. Our whole family had imploded. And somewhere in Seattle, Daniel probably had no idea he'd been the first domino. Good. I told Michelle. I hope they're both miserable forever. She hugged me. Told me I was strong. Told me I'd find someone better. I smiled and agreed and pushed my cart away. That night, Emily sent one last message from a number I hadn't blocked yet. I know you'll never forgive me. I don't deserve forgiveness. But I need to know I never meant to. I love him, Sarah. I really do. And I know that makes it worse, but it's true. I'm sorry I'm a terrible person. I'm sorry I'm a terrible sister. I'm sorry for everything. I stared at that message for an hour. Then I typed back. I slept with someone else 2 years before, started with Marcus. For 7 months. So we're both terrible. We're both exactly what we deserve. I hit send before I could stop. 3 dots appeared. Disappeared, appeared again. Then. What? But I'd already blocked the number. Already thrown my phone across the room. Already started screaming into a pillow, because I'd finally said it out loud, and now I could never take it back. Emily told Marcus. Of course she did. I was to think she wouldn't. He showed at my house 3 days after I sent that message. I'd changed the locks, but he stood on the porch and rang the doorbell for 20 minutes straight until I opened it. Daniel. Was all he said. His eyes were red. He looked like he hadn't slept. Good. Get off my property. Daniel from work. The guy who moved to Seattle. That Daniel. I tried to close the door. He put his foot in the way. 7 months, Sarah. 7 months and never said anything. Let me think I was the monster. Destroyed my relationship with entire family. Took everything in the divorce. And the whole time done the same thing. It's not the same, I said, but my voice sounded weak even to me. How? How is it not the same? Because I ended it? I chose. I came back and tried to fix us, and we're already gone. Cheated first? He was yelling now. Loud enough that neighbors were probably listening. Broke us first, and then acted like I was the only villain. Do you know what Dad said to me? He called me a disgrace. Mom won't even look at me. And Emily. His voice cracked. Emily's family won't speak to her. Her own parents barely talk to her. She had to move to a different city because everyone here treats her like garbage. Because of Pa. Because of what she did. What we both did. What did too? But somehow we're the victim and we're the monsters. I had no answer. Because he was right, sir. I need to tell them. Marcus said quietly. Parents, family. Everyone told about us. Need to tell them the truth. No. Sarah. No. Get off my property or I'm calling the police. We stared at each other. This man I'd loved. This man I'd betrayed. This man who'd betrayed me back. A coward. He said finally. I'm a cheater and a liar, but at least I owned it. At least I admitted what I did. We're sitting here playing victim when just as guilty as me. More, even, because did it first and are still lying. He left. I closed the door. Slid down to the floor and sat there in the entryway of my empty house. He was right about all of it. I lasted 2 more weeks before the guilt ate through me. I called my mom. Asked her to come over with my dad. Told them I needed to talk to them about something important. They came within an hour, faces full of concern. Probably thought I was having a breakdown. They weren't wrong. We sat in the living room. The same room where I confronted Marcus. The same couch where I'd read those messages and felt my world. I need to tell something. I started. About my marriage. About why things fell apart. My mom reached for my hand. Sweetheart, don't need to explain. We know what happened. We know what they did. Don't know everything. I pulled my hand back. 2 years before Marcus and Emily started their affair, I had one too, with a client from work. It lasted 7 months. The silence was deafening. What? My dad's voice was flat. His name was Daniel. We met through work. I was unhappy and he paid attention to me and I made a choice. A terrible choice. For 7 months, I lied to Marcus every day. I had a separate phone. I invented excuses. I was exactly what been calling Marcus and Emily. My mom stood. Sat back down. Stood again. Does Marcus know? She asked. He found out recently. Emily told him after I told her. Told Emily. My dad was looking at me like he didn't recognize me. When? 2 months ago. After all her off, after she lost everything. I told her I'd done the same thing. My mom started crying. Not started crying. Angry crying. So this whole time? She said slowly. While we were comforting, while we were sister out of our lives. While we were calling Marcus every horrible name we could think of, you'd done it too. I ended my affair. I tried to fix things? That doesn't matter? My dad's voice was loud now. Let us destroy sister, baby sister. We told her she wasn't welcome in this family anymore. Mother's sisters won't speak to her. She had to move away, and knew the whole time done the same thing to Marcus. It's not the same. Stop saying that. My mom was full on sobbing now. It's exactly the same. Cheated, lied, and then played victim and let everyone else pay for sins. I was too. They were together for 3 years. After broke the marriage first. My dad stood, cracked the foundation, and then acted shocked when the house fell down. And Emily, Emily godly felt so guilty, and made her feel worse. Made us make her feel worse. I was crying now too. I know I was wrong. That's why I'm telling Da. 2 months too late, my mom said. 2 months of sister thinking her entire family hates her. Do know she tried to call me 17 times. 17. And I never answered because made us think she was the only guilty one. They left. Both of them. My mom couldn't even look at me as they walked out. I sat alone in my living room and realized I'd lost everything. My husband. My sister. My parents. My moral high ground. Everything. I tried to call Emily. All her numbers were disconnected. I reached out on social media. Blocked everywhere. I asked old friends if they knew where she was. Nobody would tell me. Marcus answered when I called though. What dueled them? My parents. Everything. Silence. Then, good. I need to find Emily. I need to apologize. Can't tell me where she is. No. Marcus, please. Don't get to do this. Don't get to ease guilt by apologizing to her. She's finally starting to heal. Finally starting to build a somewhere. People don't know what happened. I'm not letting rip that open again. I need to make this right. Can't. There is no making this right. Destroyed her relationship with family, because we're too much of a coward to admit own guilt. She lost everything, Sarah. Her family, her friends, her job because word got around. She had to start over completely. And now that finally told the truth. Want credit for it. I just want to say I'm sorry. She doesn't want to hear it. Trust me, we've talked about this. She knows told parents. And know what she said. She said she hopes find peace but she never wants to see or hear from again. Or not her sister anymore. Gave that right when her to the wolves to save Boan. He hung. My parents eventually started speaking to me again. But it's different now. Strained. Every conversation feels like they're looking at me and seeing a stranger. They reconnected with Emily. Slowly. Carefully. I'm not part of that reconciliation. They have lunch with her sometimes, in the city where she moved. 3 hours away. They don't tell me about it. But I see it in the way my mom looks at her phone sometimes. In the careful way they avoid mentioning her name around me. My dad told me once, months later, that Emily's doing better. She's in therapy. She's dating someone new. Someone who's not Marcus. They broke. I ask. 6 months ago. Turns out an affair doesn't make a good foundation for a relationship. Imagine that. The bitterness in his voice was new. Directed at me. The divorce finalized. I got the house, most of the money, everything I'd fought for. It all feels meaningless now. I live alone in a 3-bedroom house filled with furniture we picked out together. Everything reminds me of him. Of us. Of what I destroyed long before Emily ever entered the picture. Work is different too. People found out. Not about Daniel, but about the divorce. About Emily. And then someone connected dots. Asked questions. Word got around that maybe I wasn't so innocent after all. I'm not fired, but I'm not promoted either. I'm not invited to after-work drinks. I'm not asked to join project teams. I'm professionally isolated, and I did it too. I date sometimes. Guys from apps who don't know my history. But it never goes anywhere. Because eventually they ask about my family, my ex, my before. And I have to either lie or tell the truth. Both options feel impossible. Lying because I'm so tired of lying. Telling the truth because who wants to date someone like me? Last week I drove past the Italian restaurant Michelle had mentioned. The one where she'd seen Marcus and Emily looking miserable. I don't know why I went there. Maybe hoping I'd see them again. Maybe hoping I could feel something other than this endless hollow guilt. I didn't see them. They're both gone from this city. Both starting over somewhere I can't touch. But I saw other couples. Laughing, holding hands, sharing food. Normal people with normal relationships. People who hadn't destroyed everything they touched. I sat in my car and watched them for an hour. Then I drove home to my empty house. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I'd never cheated. If I'd just talked to Marcus about feeling invisible instead of running to Daniel. Would he have listened? Would we have fixed it? Would Emily have never become a factor? Or was our marriage already dying? And I just helped it along. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I'd confessed about Daniel immediately. When I first found out about Marcus and Emily. If I'd said, I cheated too. We're both guilty. Let's figure out what to do. Would we have tried therapy? Would we have divorced differently? Would Emily still have a family? But I didn't do any of those things. I chose the coward's path every single time. And now I'm sitting here in the wreckage, finally telling the truth to strangers on the internet. Because I have no one left to tell. My parents talk to me, but they don't trust me. My sister won't speak to me. My ex-husband blocked my number. My friends drifted away when they realized I wasn't the person they thought I was. I'm 35 now. Alone in a house that's too big. Working a job where nobody likes me. Estranged from the sister I used to call my best friend. Living with the knowledge that I broke everything and then blamed everyone else for the damage. This isn't a redemption story. I don't get to learn my lesson and ride off into the sunset forgiven. This is just the truth. I destroyed my marriage, my family, and my sisters because I was too selfish to admit I was wrong. And now I get to live with that forever. If we're reading this and are thinking about cheating or have already cheated and are trying to decide what to do next, let me tell something. Tell the truth now. Right now. Before do what I did. Because the lies don't protect anyone. They just everything they touch. And eventually, the truth comes out anyway. It always does. And by then, so many more people than ever had to. I broke my marriage. Then I broke my family. Then I broke. And I did it all because I was too much of a coward to face what I'd done.